ICJ to rule on Thursday. Archaeological site set ablaze. And government to open oil industry to public investment. I'm Enrico Beaufort, and this is Uncut News. Do you see what's happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6154. The International Court of Justice is set to rule on Thursday on Venezuela's preliminary objection to Guyana's request for a final and binding ruling on the 1899 arbitral award settling the land boundary between the two nations. Guyana has rejected Venezuela's argument that the United Kingdom and not Guyana is the proper party to approach the court for a final and binding ruling. The ruling is expected to take place at 3 p.m. on Thursday at the Peace Palace in The Hague, Netherlands. Hubraj Narain has decided not to contest the upcoming local government elections after serving for 5 years as the mayor of Georgetown. Despite facing backlash over a wide array of issues surrounding his management of the capital city, Narain is proud of his track record, including restoring City Hall and refurbishing all the buildings in the city constabulary. Despite no longer serving on the city council, Narain said he will remain active in politics and serving the people in his own little way. So, good for him. The government is moving forward with the sale of the Guyana Marriott Hotel with bids from pre-qualified firms due on April 17th. The CEO of NISL has disclosed that the last public financial records for the hotel were filed in 2015, and for the whole time the coalition was in office, they did not audit the Marriott's records, nor did the hotel even file a return during this time, even though APNU, whilst in opposition, went to great pains to explain how the PVP left the finances of the building completely shrouded in mystery. So even though they had the chance to audit the hotel as a government, they never did so. So now this PPP administration is in the process of doing so prior to its intended sale. The Maukatau Petroglyph Complex in Aishalton, southern Rupununi, was allegedly set on fire recently. The complex is a well-known archaeological site containing 686 petroglyphs, some of which are considered 3,000 to 5,000 years old. The Tushao of the village reported that part of a project called Protection and Preservation of Aishalton Petroglyph was destroyed in the fire, but a quick response prevented it from spreading. Takuma Ogunse has been charged with attempting to excite racial hostility, not incite, excite. He was granted bail in the sum of $100,000 and will appear in court again on Thursday. Ogunse denies the charges and claims that the state has no case against him. The leader of the opposition, Elby Norton, and other opposition members and supporters have criticized the police force for arresting politicians in the opposition without proper investigation and accused the government of conducting a political witch hunt. Witch hunt or not, I'll leave that to you, the viewer, to decide. The family of TJ Roxroy Prince, a 31-year-old man from Buxton on the East Coast, is seeking information on his whereabouts since he went missing on December the 17th, 2022. Despite efforts by law enforcement and family members, he has not been located. His family is urging anyone with information to come forward and assist in the investigation.
Hey, I'm interrupting this program to let you know that not all truck parts are created equal. Some does work hard without any problems for a long time, while others does make your truck broke down quick and got you running your pockets again. Get genuine high quality parts from Powered Automotive truck spares and engine parts and extend the life of your repair. They're the authorized dealer in Guyana for Hammer USA products like brake valves, clutch discs, universal bearings, and other. Visit them at 1161 EE Eccles or call them on 697-0171. Powered Automotive, the #1 truck and engine parts store in Guyana. If you didn't know, well, now you know.
Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GTEats is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GTEats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. Detectives investigating the murder of Roma Dukaran have discovered that the taxi driver attached to the Pegasus Hotel actually lied to them when he said he dropped her at Diamond East Bank Demerara 2 days before her body was found on the Laguan foreshore. The driver was released from police custody after his 72 detention period expired. However, he is required to report periodically to the police as the investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, investigators have now managed to arrest another man in connection with her murder. A motorcyclist was hit by a police patrol vehicle on the De Willem Public Road in West Coast Demerara on Saturday night. The motorcyclist was traveling at a normal rate of speed when a speeding police pickup with flashing lights hit him from behind. The victim was flung off his bike and hospitalized while the vehicle dragged the bike a short distance along the road. An investigation has been launched into the incident. The Lusignan Diabetes Comprehensive Center has been commissioned on the East Coast to provide holistic care to diabetic patients and decrease fatalities linked to non-communicable diseases. The center will offer foot care, eye care, laboratory testing, heart care, endocrinology, kidney care, radiology services, dietary and mental counseling, and physiotherapy and rehabilitation services. It will also support laboratory testing for all health facilities along the East Coast corridor and become a training hub for medical personnel in diabetes management. The initiative aims to reduce complications of diabetes and fatalities caused by non-communicable diseases, and if successful, will be replicated in other parts of the nation. The government is currently drafting new privacy laws to protect personal information and prevent piracy. The laws will impose hefty fines and jail time for those who disclose private data. The government is also implementing an electronic one-chart system for medical management and electronic ID cards with biometric information to increase public security. The biometric information will feed into cameras installed across the nation for facial recognition. The government is also working to ensure compatibility between new systems and other systems the government will put in place and building its cybersecurity capability to protect the new cyber infrastructure. So, the surveillance state is ever expanding. Now for today's oil update. The government is developing a project to allow investors, including ordinary citizens, to invest in the oil and gas sector and receive returns. The president plans to launch the project soon and aims to create an infrastructure that will allow investors to participate. Why not just allow us to invest in Exxon on the New York Stock Exchange? I mean, come on, we have... Anyway, the government's goal is to ensure that Guyana can supply the needs of oil majors and their subcontractors, and the local content secretariat has already issued over 350 local content certificates to Guyanese suppliers of the nation's oil and gas sector. Nevertheless, the government wants more than just working for these companies and offering them services to be the only ways for Guyanese to actually get a piece of the action. They want for us to be able to invest in these capital markets. So again, we need to be allowed to invest in the New York Stock Exchange, invest in Exxon. They're booming right now. Anyway.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. They speed leaving our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now it's time for our Uncut News Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. On Friday, I ask, how do you feel about our NRF being stored in the U.S. Federal Reserve?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Kwesi Sparman says, the foundation of the US dollar is debt. Take our oil money and buy gold. Gold prices will go up, but the US dollar is very uncertain. We can invest our oil profits here and empower other Guyanese. Just look at Dubai and Qatar. Indeed. And finally, Thug says it's very risky leaving the oil money in the Federal Reserve. It could be used to develop various sectors within the nation. The U.S. is in a downward spiral as the world power. Who's not seeing it does not want to, due to its large debt of $31 trillion and about to hit another debt ceiling in June. The new BRICS currency is already in motion. Indeed, you do have a point there. Now for tonight's question. How do you feel about the upcoming ICJ ruling? Do you believe they'll rule in Venezuela's favor, saying that the UK is the actual arbiter that needs to come to the court? Or will they stick with allowing us? I want you to think about that question. Just in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Nico Bulford saying good night, folks.